Hello, good evening, everyone, and welcome again to another session of the TAF Leadership Academy lectures. If you're joining us for the first time, I always want to make an introduction as shown on the screen. My name is Mustapha Njie, and I'm the president of the TAF Africa Foundation. I am doing these leadership lectures based on the fact that I have a foundation under my business, which is TAF Africa Global, and it's called the TAF Africa Foundation. If you want to find out more about our foundation, we've got different initiatives, and you can look into our website, which is www.tafafricafoundation.org, or just Google up us. Otherwise, you can follow me on all my social media handles. I am on all the social media handles, be it Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, Twitter, and you can always connect with me. I am doing this to try and inspire you, the young ones, the youth, and more so of the African youth, on the issues of leadership, because it is my concern that we need to address leadership. Leadership at every level, everywhere, wherever you may find yourself. Because all of us aspire to be leaders. And when we are leaders, we want to be good leaders. There are leaders, but leaders need to be the good ones. And that's the reason why I am doing this. So today, I want to speak about accountability. I have listed out 12 core values of leadership. And very briefly, they are integrity, commitment, empowerment, futuristic vision, accountability, decision-making, empathy, good communication, confidence, honesty, innovation, and passion. I've already addressed the first four, which are integrity, commitment, empowerment, and futuristic vision. And today, as I said, I want to address accountability, because a leader needs to be accountable not only to those that he's leading or the position that he's given, but also to himself, that a leader needs to be accountable to himself first before anybody else. And that's what a leader does. So therefore, in being accountable, in taking accountability as a core value of leadership, the leader needs to take ownership of his or her actions. That any action that you take, you need to take ownership, that it's you are the one who's done it. So therefore, you don't pass the buck. So therefore, leaders take full responsibility for their decisions and actions, acknowledging both successes and failures. Because in everything that you do in life, you can succeed and you can fail. And I've always told people over and over again, as I do my public speaking all the time, that for me, my failures are much more than my successes. But it is the successes that people see. But anytime you fail, you must take ownership. You must also take, ownership of those actions that you have taken that made you fail. If also, obviously, you succeed, you will have to take actions, and everybody wants to take ownership, and everybody wants to take ownership of successes. So that's the first thing I would like to tell you leaders, that if you are an aspiring leader or you are in a position of leadership, that you must take ownership of all your actions. The second one is also on transparency, being accountable, accountability as a core value for a leader. You need to be transparent. Don't just keep things to yourself. Whatever you are doing, you need to be accountable. People need to account for it. There are reasons why you have been positioned wherever you are. So therefore, transparency is one of the core values within, accountability. So you need to be very transparent, and accountability encourages open communication and transparency in all matters, fostering trust within the team. You see, when you are transparent, your team will trust you. Your team, your followers, they will trust you. That you are very transparent, you are very open-minded, that you will discuss everything. And where, as I said earlier, I mean, if you take actions and you fail, you take ownership of it. I mean, that's part of being transparent. So transparency is a value of the core value of accountability, of being accountable. The third is consistency. You must be consistent. Some people are not consistent. Today it's this, and tomorrow it's the other. So when you are leading a team, consistency is key. It matters a lot. So when you're consistent, people know that, well, that's what they want. That's not what the leader wants us to do. So therefore, we'll follow it. I mean, this is the way he's shown us to do it. So you must be consistent. This is a core value within being accountable. So effective leaders demonstrate consistency. You must demonstrate it. And also, this is obviously within your behavior and decision making, ensuring that your actions align with what you have stated, the stated values and the goals. So whatever your stated values are, because you need to have your values and then have your goals, that, okay, this is what we want to achieve. So therefore, whatever actions you take must align with these actions and the goals so that you are accountable. So that's very consistent. You are a consistent person. So your team or your followers will definitely trust you. We need to also be setting expectations. That, look, this is what we want to do. So we need to set it up, as a team. We set the expectations so the team will know exactly that this is what they need to do. And as you go through, you promote a culture of constructive feedback. So you must always have feedback to understand where you are. I mean, things must be measured. And you will encourage the team members to hold each other accountable. I've said this before in my lectures that, look, you're working as a team. I mean, and that is why you are a leader. You are a leader of the team. You have a responsibility. But every member of the team also have a responsibility. And that's the way you perform very well. So therefore, if you hold each other accountable, it will bring up a culture of feedback that you will come back. Oh, yes, I did this, but it was an error that I did it. And therefore, what do you think? Then others will come in, contribute. And then as a team, you will deliver the product. So this is part of being accountable. Empowerment, remember, was my last value of leadership. But also within accountability, there must be empowerment. So accountability empowers team members to take ownership of their roles and responsibility, fostering a sense of initiative. So you must have an initiative. I mean, within the team, you just don't sit down and get things done for you. So if you empower people, then people will take initiatives by themselves. And this is important, and that is how a team performs very well. So I want to encourage that you empower team members, and then this will foster a sense of taking initiatives, that people must take initiatives. I mean, everybody, has got senses, have got everything that you have as a leader, but if you empower them, then they will now develop the culture of fostering the sense of taking initiatives. Performance measurement, you must measure people's performance. I mean, when people are working, you need to measure their performance. What is it that they're doing? I mean, they have a responsibility, they have a role to play. So you have to measure their performance. So leaders regularly evaluate performance against established benchmarks, ensuring everyone is aware of their progress. I do talk about this because I am working in a corporate structure. And in a corporate structure, I mean, it is important that performance are measured. And when people measure performance, you can then reward them or otherwise, punish them for their failure. Because people must take responsibility of whatever, responsibility they must take ownership of the responsibility that they are given. The other thing is also is learning from mistakes. Mistakes will happen. Nobody is infallible. I've said this over and over and over again. But remember that you need to learn from your mistakes. People make mistakes, but you must take ownership and you learn from it. I mean, you will now, when you want to learn from it, you will then, take a responsibility of any error that you have made, to make that mistake. So once you make the mistake, you need to take ownership. So you model learning from failures and mistakes, using them as opportunities for growth rather than as a moment of blame. I've always told people turn challenges into opportunities. But also you can also take mistakes as an opportunity, that you've made a mistake, and then you take them as moments to learn from it rather than blame each other. So if you are in a team and somebody makes a mistake, don't start blaming others. It was because of you that I made this mistake. No, you must take ownership, and after taking ownership, then you learn from it. As a team, you learn from it, and then you can now progress from there. So then this will help you to grow, and you take it as an opportunity and making sure that it doesn't happen again. Now, whilst you're working as a team and being accountable, you need to trust building. You need to be building moments of trusting each other, because you cannot be in a team being accountable without trusting each other. So trust building is key. So accountability builds trust among team members, as everyone knows they can rely on one another to deliver on commitments. So anytime somebody makes an error, you should tell him. You should be, each other's keeper. That's what you should do, because you're working as a team. I've said this over and over again, and I will say it again. And I always like to take the example of soccer. That in soccer, there's only one person who will score the goal. But when it is time to remunerate, or even to award somebody a trophy, they don't give it to only one person. It's the team that wins. So that is important. Remember, you're working, so you need to develop a trust building. And the team in soccer doesn't even stop only at the 11 who are on the field, but the reserves also are giving medals. Not only them, but even the coaches and the technicians who are there to support them are rewarded. And even the spectators, the spectators go home and they are happy. So a team is more than just the person who scores the goal, and that must be realized. So you must, develop the culture of, building trust. Now, the other role modeling, I've said it before, for you to be accountable, role modeling is key. So leaders exemplify accountability through their actions, serving as role models for their teams. Remember that the followers who are behind you or your team members will always look up to you, because you are seen as a hero. You are seen as somebody who's at the front. So they see you as a role model. Like, for example, in my business, I'm sure quite a number of my staff, they see me as a role model. They want to be like me when they grow up. I hear this all the time. Even in my locality, in this country today, quite a number of young people want to be like me when they grow up. Those of you who are connected and are young ones who are into entrepreneurship, no matter whichever type of entrepreneurship you are in, wherever field, I guess if you see me as being successful, you want to be like me. So I want to serve as a role model. And being a role model, I must do what is right, and I must be accountable. That is key, because there are certain qualities or values that you have which are negative. They don't want to look up to you, and they will not look up to you, and you will not serve as a good role model. So role modeling is key. Now, the next one is on conflict resolution. So as a good leader, it is important that being accountable, that you also resolve conflicts, because conflicts are bound to happen. So you address conflicts and issues directly, taking responsibility for finding solutions rather than avoiding difficult conversations. You have to take the bull by the horn. Being accountable means that you need to take the bull by the horn, because some decisions are very difficult to take. But if you are a leader and you are accountable, you must be able to resolve conflicts. You might have a relationship with one and not the other. I mean, God knows. I mean, for example, I mean, my family works in the business. My daughters, they work in the business. But when it's time to take decisions, I must look at my daughters right in the eyes if they are conflicted and tell them they are wrong and they are accountable, because that's what runs the business. So a good leader who is accountable must be able to resolve conflicts. And that's what a good leader does. Now, also, you must be, you must take informed decision making. So before you take a decision, you must be well informed. You analyze it very well. So therefore, you will then take the right decisions. So leaders prioritize data-driven and informed decision making, fostering accountability in strategies and the outcomes. I say quite often that I hear certain things at times, and some leaders, they do this. They will say, Gambians are this. Where's the data? Or the majority of Gambians, they are X or they are Y. A leader should avoid that. A leader should always quote data. Always make sure that you have the data that you quote. Don't just blindly say that, oh, we Gambians are like this, or Africans are like this, or Europeans are like this. No. Whatever you do as a leader, being accountable, always try to do your research. That is why research and development, it is key for any leader or any organization being run. As we say that data is life. Data is life. You need to have data. For example, I told somebody, about my fear, on the number of kids that are graduating from this Gambian school system. And but he said, how many of them are there? I said, well, over 175. Somebody saying no sound. I think it's the data. It's raining here heavily. So if you don't hear me, I am really, really sorry. And that comes from TikTok. Says no sound. Network is bad. No sound. Okay. Anyway, but I will just continue. I mean, there's nothing I can do about it now. So I told them that, look, there's a website that is developed by the education department. And I went into the website and looked at the figures, analyzed them, and then quoted the website. Always try to quote data and facts. A leader doesn't quote things or doesn't say things blindly. So you must, take informed, in decision making. Then, what's the time now? I think I have about 10 minutes to go, and I always want to acknowledge all of you who's connected. But I will just reiterate about 3 or 4 points and then have it interactive and answer your questions. So you must also, recognize and reward people if you are a leader and being accountable. So you recognize and reward, accountable behavior amongst team members, reinforcing the importance of this core value. Always recognize people, and reward them. I mean, if even a pat on the back is good reward. I mean, I do this very often. I mean, after seeing some guys who've done so very well, you recognize them, you acknowledge them. Wow, you've done so well. At times through some material things. I mean, by giving out bonuses. But again, they must be recognized. I mean, once you recognize something, he'll put in more and more energy into this. So being accountable, I would encourage that you recognize and you reward, as an account. I mean, for being an accountable leader. The second to last one is adaptability. I've said this before again, but adaptability, leaders are accountable to adjust their strategies when things aren't working, showing resilience and commitment to improvement. So you are not just stuck, you just stay in one position or one strategy that this is the way I'm going to do it, and you implement. If it doesn't work, you need to change. So you need to adopt adaptability as part of accountability in leadership. So adaptability is key. Leaders are always accountable to adjust their strategies when things aren't working. If they're not working, you have to adjust. But if you stay on it, that's why you will fail. Finally, but not the least, the last one is alignment with values. Accountability ensures that actions are aligned with organization's values and mission, guiding the team towards a common purpose. So, an accountable leader, that's what you do. You always make sure that you align your values. So, these are the key points for me on accountability. A leader must be accountable, is one of the core values of leadership. And I hope those of you who's connected will learn from this. And I would just like to now go online, first recognizing all of you who's left your busy schedule. And every week you're connected. It's growing by the week. I appreciate this. And you're connecting from all my handles. So let me just now start from the very beginning to just recognize those who's connected. Peter Brona says, thank you very much for your presentation. Please allow me to meet you. It says NGO Heart for Gambia might be a perfect partner for your activities. Okay, Peter, drop me an email, and my email is mnjie, as in my name, at tafafricaglobal.com. Otherwise, you could just drop me a message. You've connected through LinkedIn. So Peter, send me a message through LinkedIn, and then I will respond back. Jom Musa Jom says, thank you, Mr. Njie. Thank you, Musa. Demba K. Dabo connected to Facebook and says, mentor, congratulations. Thank you so much. Through Facebook again, we've got Ambassador Christopher P.S. Penny Key. I hope I pronounced it right. He says, nice. So thank you so much. Mohammed Bari says, salam, Uncle Taf. Through Facebook, Pam Malik Job says, proudly Gambian through YouTube. Mboch Toure says, great session, thank you. Okay, thank you too. Haruna Sise through Facebook says, my mentor, may Allah give you long life. Thank you so much. Amen for all of us. Through Facebook again, Demba K. Dabo says, amen. Sajo Bojang through LinkedIn. Sajo is my brother. I haven't seen him for a very long time. He says, being accountable and taking responsibility, two key elements required at all times. Thank you, Sajo. You are spot on. And thank you for being there and connected. It's been a very long time. Moro Mike Jata on Facebook says, peaceful man. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for the compliments. And then Peter Mutukwe says, thanks. Through YouTube, I am please just tell us where you're connecting from. It always helps. It's nice to know where you're connected from. Then Hannah Elizabeth Njie Steenwick, I think I corrected right, says, thank you, sir, on Facebook. Modu Eba, welcome back, boss. It's great be here again to learn on Facebook. Thomas Wiggins, on Facebook says, hello from Dallas, Texas. Thank you so much. I'm glad you're connecting from the US. Then Momodu Mbalo on Facebook says, thank you. Raymond Coker on Facebook said, hi, Mr. Taf. Now on YouTube, Lions of the Ring, what personal habit or routines do you recommend for aspiring leaders? I mean, it is the core values that you're listening to. Just get connected every Sunday at this time, and then as I delve into the core values of leadership. Now, on Facebook again, I have Ik Yon Sota Samuel joining from Abuja, Nigeria. Glad to be here. Impactful session. Thank you so much. Then Yusuf Bojang says, Uncle Taf, you are an inspiration to many of us. Keep it up. Thank you for the compliments, Yusufa. And then Sharon Scott. Oh, Sharon says, hi, Mr. Njie. Hi, Sharon. I hope you're doing well. And then Silla Plus on Facebook says, very impactful and thoughtful. Thank you. Peter Mutakwe, I am connected from South Africa. Nice presentation. Thanks so much. Let me now go on to TikTok. Engineer Sandel Pook on Facebook says, I am connected from Washington, D.C. I want to meet you. I have a project. I would like yours for Africa. Anyway, send me an email or just through Facebook. Let me see what the project is. I mean, I have so many people approaching for different projects, but let me just quickly go through this. I have 4 minutes to go. On TikTok, somebody says, Assalamu alaikum, Uncle Taf. And then, Assalamu alaikum, people are greeting. Okay, wassalam to all of you. Keep following. And then somebody says, absolutely, consistency is very important. It is in this aspect. Hello, Papa TAF Njie. How are you and family? We believe you are the best in Africa. My God. Okay, great. Somebody called something now. It's very fade, so I cannot read the name. I'm sorry. Angel now says thank you. And again, let me see the notes in there. Network is very bad, the sound. I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do about it. It's raining here, and when it rains at times, we have these issues. So quite a number of compliments, and thank you to you. If you have questions, please throw them in. Even if this live ends, just send in your questions. I will that you have connected. And Suleiman Bal says, good evening, how are you doing? I'm fine. And then Daniel Wani on Facebook says, joining from Juba, South Sudan. You are a great leader, sir. Thank you so much. Banjugu Mara, we need a lot of your kind in Africa. With all your busy schedule, you still make time to inspire the youth. May Allah continue to bless you with longevity. Watching from Canada. Thank you so much. Past Senior says, great man. Silla A. Pius says, a beautiful session by a great leader of our time. Silla post from Freetown. Thank you so much. I'm glad that everybody's have so many of you connecting from different ways. I am a professional painter. Yes, please, if you want anything doing the job, that's not the place to do so. Send in or go to the site. Guys, thank you very much for connecting. I have 2 minutes to go. If you have any questions, please drop them in. I will always connect. And then Abubakar Juf on TikTok says, greetings, Uncle Njie. Thank you so much, Abubakar. And keep your questions coming. Mamadou Lamin Dabo. Oh, okay, that's the guy who's looking for a painting job. If I don't have any more questions, as I said, I always want to be punctual. It's a 30-minute session, so all of us can go back to whatever we are doing. Hello, Uncle Taf. You are my hero. You inspire me a lot. Thank you very much, Mohammed Kamara. Momadou Eba says, what topic is all for you when it comes to accountability? Uncle Taf, keenly listening. Best regards once again. Thank you, too. And then I have, I will love to see you in Switzerland. All right. Thank you so much. Now, guys, apart from accountability, next week I'll be talking about decision making. Decision making will be the next topic for next week. Matthew Mendy said, hi from France. When are you coming to Paris to help Gambians to own a house? I don't have to come to Paris, guys. Just follow my handles and then communicate, and you can buy online. We are living in a world of technology. So I don't have to physically be anywhere for you to buy a house. Everything can be done online. So let's go tech. So Jafet Pukuma Gaya says, bravo. So yes, next week, sir, we do consider taking a project in DR Congo. I have so many people calling from DR Congo. But anyway, this is not time for promoting the business. We want to inspire you on leadership. Hi, Uncle. I love times past me at Gunjur turntable. Thank you very much, Thomas. Sajo Bojang says, sharing success by helping others to succeed is best example in social outreach. Well done, Taf. Thank you, Sajo. Thank you very much, everybody. I have to go now, but keep the questions coming. Get connected, share it. Let's get as many people as possible so that the message will go through. To next week, I will be discussing decision making as one of the core values of a leader. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.